Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Early Years Matters TV. In my last video, I dived into what is pedagogy of positioning. So today, it's just going to be all about how you can use positioning as a pedagogical strategy, either as an early childhood educator or an imagined early childhood educator. But let me just do a quick recap. Perhaps you're just coming across my video for the first time in relation to what is pedagogy. So what is pedagogy? Pedagogy, simply put, is the approach that you implement in your early childhood classroom, either as an early childhood educator or an imagined early childhood educator, to nurture the children's learning and development. So then, what is pedagogy of listening? Simply put, pedagogy of positioning is how you position yourself, position the materials, the resources, how you lay out the room, either as an early childhood educator or an imagined early childhood educator, to facilitate children's learning and development. So now, let's dive into this. How can you use this as a pedagogical strategy in your early childhood classroom? So simple. In relation to positioning yourself, so you have to be mindful of how you position yourself. For instance, if you're communicating with a child, if you're speaking to a child, you have to be at the lower level so that you can maintain eye contact, so that you can see the child. You're not going to be on top of the child. You have to be mindful of early children you're dealing with here. We're talking about early childhood, children from birth to 6. So let's assume you're acting with a 3-year-old child. So you have to be mindful. You're taller than the 3-year-old child. So you have to position yourself at the lower level so that you can maintain eye contact with the child. For example, like this. Let's say I have a 3-year-old child here. I have to position myself to a level so that I can maintain eye contact with the child, so that I can see the child. My posture as well, the way I position myself, my posture when I'm interacting with the child. I'm not going to be folding my hands. If I'm folding my hands, I'm telling the child indirectly that I'm not interested in what you're saying. But I position myself, I maintain eye contact, I'm smiling. Of this is all about using positioning as a pedagogical strategy. Is how you position yourself. For instance, maybe during circle time as well, you're going to read the children a story. You have to position yourself where the children can see you. Let's say, for instance, you have 6 3-year-old and you're going to read a story to this group of children. So for instance, maybe they're going to sit on the mat, on the cushion, or around the circle. So you have to position yourself where all the children can see you. They are not struggling to hear you. Position yourself in the circle as well. Sit where all the children can see you. Let's talk how you position materials as well. Let's say, for instance, you read a story to the group of children. You have to be mindful of the storybook as well. The size, this is important as well. How are you going to position the storybook so that all the children can see the storybook, that they are not struggling? Oh, friends, I can't see the storybook. Make sure that maybe it's a large storybook that you have. You have to position it where all the children can see the storybook, where they can understand that pedagogy is all about facilitating children's learning and development. So you want to use positioning as a pedagogical strategy to facilitate children's learning and development. So how you position the material says a lot. So you have to, for instance, storybook where all the children can see the storybook, where they can see you. They are not struggling, they are not stretching to see the content of the storybook. So this is important as well. So let's talk about painting as well, act activity. Let's say, for instance, the children want to engage in painting. So you have to make sure that you have enough paint to go around and is easily accessible. The children are not struggling, they are not calling you for help. Florence, I can't get the paint. Maybe the upper level that the children are struggling to reach out. You have to make sure that the paint is at the lower level that the children can reach out for this. Remember, you're facilitating children's learning and development. So you have to make sure that the materials is at the lower level that the children can easily reach out for this, like the book corner as well, the shelf at the lower level. The children are not struggling to get the book. They're not needing your help to source the book. They have the apron, the paint brushes, the colors, the reach out for this. So this is what using as a pedagogical strategy is all about. For instance, as well, the room layout as well. You have to lay out the room in such a way that it's easy for the children to explore. We're talking about supporting children's learning and development here. So you lay out the room in such a way that the children can access the room. They can explore the room. They are not limited. This is all about using positioning as a pedagogical strategy. For instance, instance, the home corner, how do you position as well, the pretend play area, the dress up area, you have the dress, easily reach out for the dress, for instance, the Cinderella dress, Bob the Builder dress. They are not struggling in your up. Oh, Florence, I can't find the clothes. They're not struggling. So this is all about using positioning as a pedagogical strategy in your early childhood classroom. And this is something that you have to be conscious about as an early childhood educator or an emergent early childhood education placement. So you have to make sure that you position yourself. If you're going to use pedagogical strategy, this is something that you have to be conscious about, how you position yourself at the lower level. The children can see you, your posture as well, you're smiling, you're not frowning, you're not on phone, you're not distracted, and the children want yours as well. The jigsaws, for instance, the puzzle area, how you position the materials, the resources, how you lay out the way that it's going to nurture the children's learning and development. So the question now is, haven't watched my video in relation to pedagogy of position. Is this something that you're going to implement in your early childhood classroom? Or is this something that you've been implementing in your early childhood classroom? How do you find it? Or if you're just watching this video for the first time in relation to pedagogy of positioning and you're going to try this out, I'll definitely encourage you to try that. And when you try that, I love to receive feedback on this channel. Come back on this comment, on this video, how you found the pedagogy, how you found as a pedagogical strategy, and if this is something you're going to continue to implement in your early childhood classroom. And do not forget to subscribe to this channel. You're not paying to subscribe. All you just have to do, hit that icon that says subscribe, and not just only subscribe, turn on the notification bell. I'm sure you don't want to miss out valuable content on this channel in relation to early childhood education. So if subscription so that anytime that a valuable content is dropped on this channel, you definitely no miss out. And do not forget, until I come your way next time, stay safe and mind yourselves for now. Bye.